know why you'd say Dylan's cum tastes like mustard. But anyway.
Well, I think your views of Russia's invasion of Ukraine are quite outdated.
Oh, that's fucking great. I know, we know. That's what makes it even better.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be said again.
Yeah.
I don't know how to respond.
You say it.
What, that again?
No.
No idea. Oh, I'm not doing the intro. You do the intro. I'm not a Monty.
I thought you could have.
Nah.
Welcome back to the two Monties. I mean, I didn't know you were going to sit down straight away either, just quietly.
Yeah.
He's picked up, he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm sitting.
He really wants some airtime, doesn't he?
All right. So, special guest, super producer Lincoln, who's been sniping from the sidelines all of today.
I should have probably watched out for that.
You've been on fire, mate.
Yeah.
It's very, very good content there. So yeah, we've popped you in. We should have had Reese from Hungry Hearts, who's a bit unwell today. And so I've got plenty of things on my list, but Lincoln also had a couple of things and insisted that he join us. So
Wasn't invited, just insisted.
yeah, insisted he sit down. So what's going on?
Not much. Just
Quality. Thanks for sitting in, man.
I had a fun one about a month ago. I had a great lesson in why you should either A, hire a professional MC, or B, at least vet the friend or family that you are having MC your reception.
Was it an uncle?
It was a family friend whose profession he calls races. So he
calls racist?
Yeah. Oh. Calls the horses.
All right.
So they...
Oh, you told it? No, but...
Yeah, he messages. Just let him go, mate.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. He does what?
Something about horse?
So professional at talking into a microphone. Not professional at being professional. So we got back from photo session about 5 minutes after we were supposed to. There was on the run sheet, it said 5 p.m. introduction of bridal party. He took that as 5 p.m. They will be introduced whether or not they are in the building.
Fucking hell.
We were 20 minutes away, still doing photos.
And he was introducing
them. And then standing there, apparently. I heard all of this from the DJ.
Like as in waiting for them to come through the
waiting
door.
for them to come through the door. And like hushed all the guests. They were all...
Amazing.
Please be...
The worst part about this is that you guys weren't there to record it.
Yeah.
Because that would have been
what
the best
I would have
part.
paid to have been in the room.
Yeah.
Train wreck for Sam's new Instagram account.
Yeah, that's right.
Weddingfuckups.com.
Yeah.
So then we go through. He gets kind of pissy with us that we were 5 minutes late. Introduces them. For the second time, about half an hour later, because then he had to stand down and had to leave enough time to make it not awkward that he was immediately doing it again.
Yeah.
And
also, if he was clever, he would have just self-deprecated.
He would have made a joke out of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking up even more.
It was
by
our
pushing
fault
things back.
for them being late.
Yeah.
And they should have been there to enter. So whatever, blah, blah, they go in. We sit down for our dinner, take our first bite, and just hear in the distance. Anyway, let's get into some speeches. Now we're at Robertson Hotel.
Oh yeah,
lovely place. And we are about 4 rooms away from the reception, tucked away, having our dinner.
just running
through. No, not happening. So I had predicted this. I had turned his PA off. He was borrowing the PA of the musician, so he did not know how to turn the PA on. He was shouting, "We're starting speeches."
Take a fucking hint, mate.
So he was standing, he had a Rode S1, Bose S1.
Yeah.
I had just turned it off.
Yeah.
Knowing that he would do this. So then we walk back into the room, and I go, what are you doing? We're eating dinner. We're not ready for speeches. Oh, no, speeches need to happen now. So he goes, turn my mic on. I said, no, I just had my first mouthful of dinner. I'm going to go and eat. Then we'll come back and get set up. I've told you this.
Yeah.
And he goes, no. So he then looks at me and just goes, for 5 minutes as I start setting up,
Yeah.
refusing to
Fuck.
turn his PA on. So he stood there for a good 10 minutes while I'm setting up. I'm shooting this solo.
Can
So
I
I'm-
also just say the bloke's clearly a fuckwit because it's not that hard to turn the PA on.
no, it is a switch.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around this reception room. He's already got the attention of all the guests. So dead
I mean,
quiet.
hats off to him that he's got the attention of all the guests with no microphone.
Dead
good
quiet in this room of about
He looks
120.
like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And everyone's just watching me kind of meander around with some tripods. Get there. Oh, there's a light. Okay, now I'm going to turn on my lights on. The whole time, he's just staring at me. I just ignored him.
God.
Yeah. Thanks, Uncle Billy.
Yeah.
You fucking...
You really fucking...
Oh, no, I said you fucking... Every time I I get out of so I won't say it.
Yeah,
You
I
silly
know.
duffer.
I know the one.
You real knucklehead.
You pelican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real scoundrel, that fella.
Yes.
Yeah, well, there you go, folks. Get someone that knows what the fuck they're doing, whether they're paid or not, and let them know that the run sheet is as I say to all my couples, it's loosey-goosey.
It's a guide.
It's a guide.
It's a guide. We'd like those things to happen at that time, and if they can't, we'll work around them.
I did the ceremony for a couple, and then they asked me to be a guest at the reception because I had a friend doing the MC gig. Same story, but because I was now clocked off, but still very conscious of what's happening.
Yeah, of course.
Same thing. Vendors are out the back having a meal. This is at Wallalong, so they're all out the back having their vendor meals. You know, mic's on. All right, getting into the speeches, and I've raced down to the kitchen, told the vendors, you probably want to skedaddle down here. And because I was just a guest, I can't go up to the MC and be like, oi, fuck knuckle. Who's filming this shit? No one. So I've raced down there, and then there was no, stopping it really. And then they came down and realised that, basically when all the media crew came into the room, the MC then realised, oh shit, I forgot to whatever. So then I did whisper to him. I was like, you might have to whisper to the speech giver to start again because none of that first 5 minutes of chat's in there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that was a shit speech then because
He's had to repeat it all.
it was repeated. But at least it was recorded.
I
Anyway.
will put my hand up and say I've done it and it was at Peterson, where I've checked with all the vendors. I've said to the couple and so I think let's say her dad was speaking next up.
Yeah.
So I've gone to him. I go, mate, 5 minute warning. I'm gonna go do that. I walk around and go. I tell the speakers, or I'll jump on the mic and go, just everybody, letting you know, we're going to start speeches in 5 minutes. Grab yourself a drink, go to the toilet. If you're a speaker, prepare yourself. 5 minutes, we're going to kick off. Gone to see the dad. Yep, no worries. 5 minutes rolls by. Vendors are all good. Everybody's good. Dad's good. Gives me the thumbs up. I introduce him. He starts rabbiting on. His wife appears from outside through the door. She's missed half of his speech. I'm like, oh my God, and then I thought, hang on.
I told you.
Me.
Yeah.
He should have been going, no, my missus isn't here.
Yeah.
I should check. But I still felt bad because
Yeah.
I thought I'd ticked all the boxes. So now I do a lot of I'll say to the bride and groom, just have a quick look around the room. Are all the important people here? Is everyone here? Fucking second cousin Billy's outside having a dart. I don't give a fuck. Are your mum and dad here? Is Nan and Pop here? Let's get going.
Well, niche tip for the videographers listening. I just take the mic. If it's a wireless mic, I just put it in my pocket.
Here's another tip for videographers out there. Take my mic. You'll have fucking sticking out of your ass in about 3 seconds.
You can be trusted with your mic.
Good luck fitting it in your pocket with the amount of shit you strap onto it.
So you say that to someone who has the smallest possible thing.
I said use.
Yeah, thank you.
Not
we
not
are
you in particular.
Yeah.
we are very conscious. It is about that big, and we put it into the foam sock.
Yeah.
We're not attaching a foot-long recorder.
Fuck me. If I have another videographer with one of those shit recorders that they fucking listen to live when the vows are on and it cuts out from the speaker, I will throw the cunt in the bin.
Craig posted
Fuck me. And
a
I had
video.
the chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
I have the chat with them at the start of the ceremony and ask them the question, is this a wireless one that you
Is it
can...
a transmitter?
Yes.
Transmitter. And you can listen to this live. Yeah. I said, well, can you not? when they're doing their fucking vows.
Yep.
If your gear's good and it's charged up, it should be recording. But as soon as that cuts out, I'm going to take it off the fucking mic. Then you don't have it at all.
Yeah.
And just
Fuck
reiterating essentially what Craig's video was.
Oh, God.
So people out there, Craig from Puzzle Man Productions did a video the other day about it.
Yeah.
If whatever you're putting on the mic can send signal, even if you turn off the receiver on your camera, it will constantly try to reconnect.
Try to send the
Yeah.
signal.
And it will interrupt.
Yeah.
If you're attaching something to a mic, it needs to record internally and not send a signal.
Yeah.
It's funny now though, like between the Withers post and Craig's post.
I didn't see.
Doesn't
Buck
matter.
Knuckles.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
But
Oh, sorry.
he-
I meant with us.
Yeah, no, but his was basically to celebrants saying, "Don't let videographers fucking put
that was a
anything
bit-
on your mic."
Yeah,
which is probably,
not a fan of that
I
one.
will say
Yeah,
a
yeah.
step too far.
Yeah.
But then,
Well, only if you're a shit celebrant and you got nothing good to say. By all means, it doesn't need to be recorded.
But then Craig did one, but I saw he tagged Josh in it. But basically said if it's a transmitter, tell him to be. And I've now probably since he did that, probably a couple of times, and as recently as Saturday, said to the videographer, "Is this a transmitter?" And I've had him go, "No, we know. I've seen the post. It's blah, blah, blah." So it's getting around. Like people have seen it.
People are
That's the word I need to remember. Transmitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly because Rode just released it. Well, Rode and DJI released mics, and everyone's like, "This is perfect for this," and they cause wireless interference.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the niche tech chat for the day,
Isn't it? It's really...
More advice from the two Monties.
Now all I need is a bloke sitting over there going, "This is shit content." Move on.
The ghost of Lincoln.
What else have you got? Was that it? I mean, I'm
That
not
was
saying you have to
mostly
leave. Mate, stay
I'll
in.
just sit here. I can cut myself out.
Yeah.
I don't totally agree with your Coldplay take from last week.
Yeah, Coldplay. Fuck Coldplay.
See, I think there's worse though.
there's definitely worse.
'Cause
But the amount of people that were just frothing about, "Oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen." Fucking get out
But
of the house.
I think Coldplay can be your favorite band based on old Coldplay. The problem I have, who the hell's favorite band is Imagine Dragons?
I don't know.
No one.
What do they sing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Elevator music.
Yeah, I
You're
don't-
going into Target, they're playing Imagine Dragons.
It was down in Sydney a couple of weeks ago. It was
Was that
around
them? No,
I don't know.
That
I
was
don't know,
terrible.
but that can be
But
the intro.
Cut that out, please.
My sister and her husband, for their anniversary, I don't know how many years, went and saw Coldplay in Sydney.
Right.
And Dad he kept referencing it. He said, "Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they're going to Green Day." Green Day.
And I was like, Green Day'd be great.
I love Wonderwall by Green Day.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm sure it's not Green Day, but
Yeah.
both I wouldn't pay to see.
So we should briefly mention the Two Monties charity wedding event.
Yep.
Coming up the 14th of February is the auction at Ravella,
For a July 25 wedding at Ravella.
raising money for the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service.
Yes.
So just, we're not going to rabbit on about it now too much other than hit our socials. I know our website has been recently updated with all of the details.
The ink is still wet.
It doesn't matter.
If
If
you're a vendor and want to get involved, send us a message.
Well,
if you're a
this is
couple,
coming
want
out
to know
in-
some more
this is coming
details.
out in 3 or 4 weeks. Hopefully,
Nah.
we've got a fair bit of that nailed down by then.
Well, there's always room for more, as Mother Teresa said on the bus.
But that's right. If you're a vendor that's just teetering, wondering whether they should get involved or not, you definitely should. Hit us up. That's that.
And if you're a vendor that's inboxed us previously and we haven't got back to you, just
Hopefully we have by now.
or if just know that we're probably useless at technology. It's not that we're ignoring you.
One of us.
So maybe send us another message.
That's probably fair, and it's also fair to say one of us is more useless than the other.
Yeah.
And it will surprise you to learn which one it is.
I'm still trying to work out how he's going to produce this if he's sitting in the podcast.
Oh, it's incredible.
Like, how do you edit it from there?
I don't edit it as it's recorded anyway.
Yeah.
So
It's all magic.
I'm moving on. I've got a story from, and I think it's all right if I tell this. I'll find out as soon as this comes.
Oh no.
No, it's fine. It's just really funny. So on the Melbourne Cup Day,
Yep.
No, yep.
I emceed a gig down at a venue called Keffy down on the Central Coast.
Keffy at Coolewong.
Coolawong. and which it turns out that Lincoln lives within walking
Live
distance
about
of that
90
venue.
seconds around the
So
corner.
I just basically
Very
I got
handy.
the gig. Peter Bray did it previously, and then he had to work, and he put me onto it, and I luckily got it. So I just assumed I was just turning up to do this random gig MC for Melbourne Cup. Great. The first two people that walk in.
So I would never take that on.
The first two
Like
people.
not knowing at all what you're supposed to be doing.
No,
Fuck, that would
pretty
give me
easy.
anxiety.
I've done it before. I used to do it for.
Oh, damn,
I was
corn
there.
races.
He did not have to do much.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's like any reception. It's like
Yes.
do something, nothing.
Announce
for
an
ages,
award,
and then do heaps
sit
of
there
stuff.
for 45
Yeah,
minutes.
Yeah. And so I did it for Chef a bunch of times when he had the restaurant in
Yeah.
town. So the first people that walked in were Bonnie from Everlong and V is in
Yeah.
Weddings with V and
Yeah.
Ben and V. I was like, oh, are you guys here? And they were like, yeah. I was like, oh, this is great. And then Lincoln and Will from Euphoria walked in and some other people. And I was like, oh, this is excellent. There's a whole table full of people I know. This is great for these 3 hours where I sit around and do not much. I'll just drink beer with them.
Yeah.
It was a great afternoon. So then a few people, Bonnie said, oh, do you want to call into my place on the way home for a few afters? Everyone's come back except Lincoln because he lives 2 minutes away from there. It would make no sense.
I also did work that afternoon
Yeah.
after about 14 schooners.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
how.
that explains some of the edits you've seen from us. Anyway, so we go back to Bonnie's place, she's not lived there very long, I don't think. And so everyone's having a few beers. B had to go out to a car or something, and then she's had, a couple of champagnes. She's had a good afternoon. She's not been to Bonnie's before. We hear a bit of a kerfuffle. And what's happened is V's turned around, gone to a car for whatever, come back, and then gone, I can't remember which house it is. I think it's that house. So she went inside, sat on the lounge. A little girl said, who are you? And she said, I'm a friend of your mum's. And then someone came in and V went, I think I'm in the wrong house.
Oh my God. That's
And it
fucking...
turned out it was a next door neighbour who Bonnie's friends with, and it was all cool. Everybody was fine. But she just came in and goes, I just went into your neighbour's house by mistake and talked to their daughter thinking it was your daughter. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
That is good.
That is gold.
Just walked in, I'm a friend of your mum's. The little girl said, I've never seen you before in my life. You've got nothing on a list, have you?
Let me check. I don't think so.
Oh, good.
I'm just here to hang out.
Oh, cool. So, speaking of here, I filled in for you the other day
Oh, trivia. That's on my list.
for trivia here at Shout Brewing
Yep.
because you were away and you said, could you do this? And I was like, yep, I'd love to. I love the sound of my own voice. Why not? Mm-hmm. And you get paid in...
Not the fact that it's free beers.
Also, the next words out of my mouth were, and you get paid in schooners. So, but I came along. It was a great time. I had a really good time. And then I ended up, there was a table of people just sitting over the back here that I ended up talking to. And because, you're mostly here, there was two tables that I put heaps of shit on. And then everybody left and these people hung around and I went and had a beer with them, made a real ingratiated myself to their group.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lady who I'd have to look it up because I'll come back to what her name is in a minute, from Chile, and her husband there. And they were telling us, she was telling us about in Chile, there's a civil celebrant, but it's different. They just do legals only, and they'll do 10 in a day. So they'll just turn up to your house, boom, boom, next house, boom, boom, off they go.
Yeah.
But when they got to doing the rings, the celebrant said to them, okay, now, so they put the rings on and she goes, okay, now you kiss her ring. And this guy's Aussie and he goes, what? And
Not in front of the parents.
the Chilean woman's like, she goes, I've never seen it before either. And basically the celebrant made them. They go, they had the photos on their phone. They go, have a look at this. So there's a photo of her holding a hand out and him kissing it. And she's like,
Oh.
what the fuck is this? And then there's another photo of her looking at the camera kissing this bloke's ring. And so that was the thing they had to do at their wedding, kiss each other's ring.
Big Godfather
Also-
fan.
So great that this is podcast, not TV, because people can't see any gestures, so they can interpret this however they like.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I will also say, this is an addendum to that, that they were the loveliest people. And the reason I said, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, and I'd have to look it up. But we were talking about, because obviously she speaks Spanish. I've been trying to learn Spanish for about 20 years, and I've got like a smattering of phrases and numbers and stuff I could do. But it's the sort of thing, it's like use it or lose it, you know?
Yeah.
And so we were talking about it and blah, 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 blah. And when I woke up the next day, I had a lovely message from her saying, oh, we were those people you spoke to at the thing the other night. Anytime you'd like to have a beer and practice your Spanish, just let us know.
Oh, how good.
And I was like, that's one of the nicest messages I've ever received.
Cook me paella and you're on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. And so you had a trivia story?
I did. So I did trivia the week before, I think. Never done it before. And as we've discovered previously on episodes, I'm not very good with technology. So the trivia, like, I don't know what it's like a kit you buy offline, and it's got the whole slideshow, videos, music for all the different parts, all the different sections. And I think the sections
You
remain...
basically just have to click the button and it goes to the next part.
Yes, correct. I had great difficulty with that task. And also, you know, because you've done it on this exact same setup, in the top right-hand corner, Kingy, for the next slide that's coming, it gives you a preview. So you can sort of know what the section is or what it is. Anyway, there's 4 rounds in the Shout trivia, and I only figured it out 3/4 of the way through the third round that you could actually see what's coming. So I was very much flying blind the whole night thinking, fuck, I don't know what I'm even saying. Anyway, one of the, they do the bonus questions.
Yes.
Whatever. There was a bonus question, something to do with the book and the author, and it's been turned into a movie, and what's the movie called, or some bullshit like that. Go to the answers as we're going through them. There was no answer for this bonus question. Like, it literally was not in the kit at all. And I just skimmed over it because I didn't really... Well, it wasn't in front of me, so I never said, the bonus question answer is whatever. Hello?
I'm listening.
And it'll have all the answers, and then
obviously wasn't listening.
and it'll have the bonus question answer
You
there
didn't
too.
miss
Yes.
much.
Anyway, it didn't have the bonus question answer. It was something to do with this book. And then the next section was the fill in the blanks.
Yes.
But it's not fill in the blanks as it sounds. It's fill in the blanks. PHIL.
Yeah.
So I've read the title of this next fucking round. I was like, that must be the answer for the bonus question. The author's Philander Blanks.
Jesus
Has anyone
Christ.
heard of that author, Philander Blanks? And everybody thought that was quite amusing until I realised that
that's what you've done.
just can't read.
Yeah, and it's
Simple computer
there's also a
screens.
trick with it. Like if you click the button one too many times, the answer will appear on the screen before you're ready.
Yeah.
I almost did that.
Yeah,
I did it, and it was like, quickly go back. Nobody saw that. I hope.
I don't think I did any good at it. But anywho,
Is that your trivia chat?
that's it. That's done.
I'm realizing at this point that I haven't turned any of these cameras around so
does
that I
that
can
mean?
see how long we've been going.
Oh, well.
I thought you were going to say we have recorded none of this.
Also, have you seen that when you just said I realised it just sounded funny? Do you remember the short, chubby kid? Apparently...
Thanks.
Always, again, he's off camera. He said a lot of stuff about dwarves, and now he's into this. I don't know why.
He was young. He's supposed to be short. Anyway... He goes, apparently, this is my first time on television.
This is my first time on television.
Yeah.
Anyway, you sounded,
apparently,
little ginger kid.
you sounded exactly like him when you said, I just realized
apparently-
I haven't turned the cameras around.
I've never been on live
apparently-
television
That's it.
before.
Yeah.
And apparently...
Yeah. I know exactly who that kid is.
I did see somebody went as him as like a Halloween
yeah.
costume. Very good.
So we've briefly touched before about how my wife does not listen to the podcast. She said to me, I've been listening to this really good podcast, not ours, obviously.
Obviously.
But it's about this guy who, like, people pay him to go to their funerals and, like, expose. And I go, oh, yeah, have you?
Well, why don't you listen to our
Funeral
podcast?
Crasher, eh?
And we could have introduced him to him about 6 months ago.
So anyway, if anybody wants to hear more about that guy, I've saved it. I said, send me the link. It doesn't matter. Gary, whatever. It's some true crime podcast hosted by Gary Jubilant, who used to be a copper.
Yeah.
And it was one of the latest. It's called Coffin Confessor, the episode, and it's about the guy who does the funeral crashing. But I was just like, she said, "Oh, did you know there was this thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. We discussed it at length on the podcast."
Can't believe she doesn't listen.
I can.
Although, in fairness, if she listens to you at home,
don't blame her
every
at all.
day,
She hears enough.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you that I've been keeping up my sleep. I've actually got two that I
Yummy
really wanna
mummies.
Yummy mummies. That's 3. I like them. One is I don't want to name the venue because I don't want to embarrass the person.
Seacliff again, isn't it?
Huh?
Seacliff.
But you'll love this. I nearly rang you immediately, and I thought, no, leave it for the podcast. So just recently, I was at a venue. The person who's the owner of the venue came up to me, and I've only been there once before. Came up to me, and I introduced myself because I never assume that they remember me, yada, yada, yada. I said, "Hi, I'm Monty." And she goes, yeah, we've met. I said, "I thought we had. I just, didn't want to assume." Blah, blah. So anyway, ceremony happens. We go to this other area where they've got a little bar, and she said, she goes, "Would you like a beer?" I said, "Yeah, I'd love a beer. Grab one." And she says, "You know what she says next? Have a guess."
Something about me.
"No budgie smugglers today." And I go, and she's there with a bloke.
Fuck, you haven't aged well, mate.
Did you really double down?
Who works there as well. I'm assuming is her husband, and if it's not a husband and she's listening, I apologise. But he shakes his head, and I go, "You've got the wrong one." And she goes, "Pardon?" I go, "You've got the wrong Monty." And she goes, Oh. When I walked up to you, I saw your name on the thing, and I walked up to you, and you said your name was Monty. And I thought, and she said about the budgie smugglers, I go, "I don't have the rig for budgie smugglers." And she said, and I came
Hasn't
up to you,
stopped you before.
and she said, I thought, "Oh, I'm sure he was quite tall and a fair bit slimmer. A lot of things must have gone on." And I was just like, "Yeah, no, different bloke." And she's like, "Yeah, I thought you've been doing it tough."
That's funny.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that.
That's happened a dozen times.
Oh, it hasn't happened for ages.
Yeah, but over the years,
we're not even similar. Like, we're not vaguely similar.
I had somebody else last week
Bloke's
ask
got
me,
a ginger mullet.
"So are you two brothers?" Yep. Same
Yeah,
fuckwit
the
parents.
parents decided,
They're supposed to
yeah.
be same name.
But the first time it happened, I go, "Yeah, our parents are complete fuckwits."
Yeah.
They both called us the
Monty
same
1
name.
and Monty 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Like 20 years apart.
moving on from that, I've got this other cracker that I've just got to be careful about. So this person has said I was allowed to relay it but not identify them.
I'll piece it together.
Yeah, good. Please. So photographer, recently, weather's warming up.
Recently, is that a clue?
No.
Is it Reese?
Sun's out.
Recently.
Absolutely not Reese. So, so this photographer's out with, and, we've all been there with photographers. They kind of run their mouths just with couples. Like, it's just like they're just constantly talking. Like, "Yeah, great guys, do this, work it. Now look angry like a tiger," like that sort of stuff.
I say that all the time.
But so this photographer's just talking the talk, and this is significant to the story. An Asian couple, right? And so they're out in the after. It's an early ceremony. They're out doing photos. Afternoon sun. Just stand over there, do this, do that, And so this photographer's got their camera up high to get a particular shot with obviously the viewfinder tipped down so they could see. But it was really glary, and they're talking away and And
Oh, no, I know.
And someone said, "Oh, that'll get you cancelled." And this photographer was like, "What?" And thought they were talking about something else he'd said. And I can't remember what it was now, but he was like, that wasn't, I don't know what you're talking about. And so they all had a bit of a laugh and moved on with their lives. And there was a videographer there that they pulled aside and said, "Just want to check in on," like I said that thing. And no one was upset. Like, everyone just kind of laughed and moved on with their lives. But he said, "I just want to check in. Like, they said this thing about being cancelled. Was it this thing that I said?" And they go, "No, you said." And so he was doing the thing, and it was glary, and he said, I can't even tell if your eyes are open.
I thought it was going to be something to do with squinting.
Yeah. But basically,
Oh,
but
yeah.
he completely innocently
That's
Couldn't see his screen.
couldn't see the screen,
Yeah.
couldn't see them, but everybody's heard it and gone, oh, that'll get you cancelled. And then this, I've said he already, was distraught about it for the rest of the afternoon, going, oh my God. And like had to pull him aside and go, I've only just been made aware of what. I'm so sorry. I'm fucking,
And they didn't give a fuck.
No, they were fine. They knew it was, they knew it was like, but yeah, so I thought that was a pretty good one. I was like, can I talk about that on the podcast?
That's funny.
That is
And
good.
he said, as long as I'm not identified, that's fine.
Well, please tell me who it was after.
I will.
And
When
the
I tell
venue?
you, it will be even funnier.
The venue from the previous story.
Yes, I can do that.
Funnier
as well.
because they're quite innocent.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
They're not that person in this. Like if you or I did it, people would go, "Oh, that."
You work with them all the time.
Yeah, and enough. Their name rhymes with.
Bat.
How are we looking?
Can't really tell.
Oh well, we'll just keep going for it. This will be the longest episode ever.
See ya.
Oh yeah,
Would you-
we're over half an hour.
Are we? Oh. I think I know I've actually worked through a fair few things. Should we have one last rant from me?
Asking
no's not
yourself
really an
like
option, is
you're gonna say no, Monty. That's enough.
As a father of two children who go to primary school, let me tell you a thing that's fucked. Book week.
Or homework.
No, they don't do homework anymore.
Okay.
Great.
As in, that's a thing. Like that's
They do like this projects and shit, and there's no homework.
so book week where they got to dress up as a character.
What a fucking shit show. It's just the worst. Two things happen. Your kids don't give a fuck, and they go as a ghost with a sheet with the fucking eyes cut out, not what you're thinking. And or the parents are fucking absolute lunatics, and it's a fucking whole operation.
Yeah.
It's right up there with Star
Of a
Trek.
character that's never from a book.
Oh, there's so many never from books. Mind
Yeah.
you, my kids who aren't really into it, one of them said they wanted to go. It was last week. For some reason, it's never the same week at all the schools.
Also,
So when we were overseas, heaps of schools did book week, and I was like, thank fuck, I've dodged a bullet. And we came home, and our school was like, oh no, it's in term 4 at fucking. I was like, fuck. But my kids, one of them was like, they wanted to go as an Oompa Loompa. But it was like, you need, like with 2 days' notice, I had to go out and buy all the bits, and I'm like, I don't think that's happening. And so they both started jiu-jitsu, and they both have like a gi, and they both went, we'll go as a karate kid, don't worry about it. And they just wore their jiu-jitsu gi to school.
use the uniform you've already got.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Book week, it's fucked. If you're into it, you probably like Coldplay.
And even that, like, it's cute when they're like preschool, kindy,
Mate.
but not like your kids are too fucking old for book week.
My eldest kid's in year 5.
Yeah.
So that we're 6 years deep. They don't give a fuck.
I think that the teachers like it more than the kids.
Oh,
now.
mate, at our school, at Easter, they have like an Easter parade, which again, my kids, not been interested in for some time. But the kindergartens and the year 1s, they teach them this, it's called the bunny hop. And it's like, they've been doing it since 1948. Every Easter, the kinder and year 1 does this dance. And again, if you go to the Easter parade, so I'm 6 years deep of these fucking things, seeing this fucking bunny hop, and the teachers who love it are going, let's see it one more time. And they replay the song, and you just there going, kill me now. Kill me now. This is the fucking worst. Anyway, so that's a real advertisement of having kids at primary school there.
Yeah.
And Coldplay again.
And fuck Coldplay. Is that it? We're over half an hour. You got anything? I like it when I ask him and then he starts to look. So there's like this 30 seconds of silence.
No ideas 4 minutes into this episode, but 32 minutes. Let me
maybe I've got
let me
something.
scroll a few pages in my notes.
Can we talk about your recent purchase?
No,
Right.
only because
It's not across the line yet.
No, we don't want to
Jinx it.
count the chickens before we fuck them.
I get that.
Yeah,
It's my wife is often annoyed with me.
yeah.
Because she'll go, can you get fucking excited about something? I go, has it happened yet? Are we there? Is
Oh,
it done?
I want to, but no, there's just...
No,
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, no, it was...
Anyway, good. Cut that out, Lincoln.
Yeah.
Once again, great content.
I'm going to New Zealand next week, which will be 3 weeks ago.
Say it. Say the thing.
See you next Tuesday.
Huh? Huh?
Lincoln's got to go to the toilet.
Jake, I'm going to keep talking about New Zealand when I get back. And I just realised I held that up like I was talking to him through it.
Well, it is still recording.
Jake,
Holy
come
shit.
in. Jake, hello. Hello.
Breaker.
I
10-4 rubber ducky.